All you ever wanna do is play. So let's play.
Yeah. Hey, we stay woke, but y'all sleep. Rilla mode, but y'all sheep. Out in public, she a good girl, but at the crib, she a real freak. New throne for the new king. Same kid, now my streets go. Same gang, got the cheat code. I said stay woke, we in Rilla mode. I said stay woke, Rilla mode. Stay woke, Rilla mode. I said stay woke, Rilla mode. Stay woke, Rilla mode.
I said stay woke, Rilla mode. Stay woke, Rilla mode. I said stay woke, Rilla mode. Stay woke,
Yeah,
Rilla mode.
well, we can hold a peace or we can wage war, but I'm gonna get what I came for. Rilla gang, that's a crew name. We all graduated to the two-door. Sacred Global, that's an infrastructure. All y'all niggas like the Titanic. I'm the iceberg, talking no Zucker on the front lines, but we don't panic. Shit getting messy, got nothing to rest in. I'm tired of niggas, they front they blessings. They want my suggestion, but don't want the fee. I'm just doing me, I don't answer their questions. All this flexing, got no one to see. All this aggression, I just want some peace. Not even sure that I like it in heaven. I guess when we get there, then we gon' see. I do not understand, I do not get what you do. You only got one life, but you act like you got two. Yo, we go bigger than what you are willing to do. I run with king, but you peasants, you run with the goons. Hey, we stay woke, but y'all sleep. Rilla mode, but y'all sheep. Out in public, she a good girl, but at the crib, she a real freak. New throne for the new king. Same kid, now my streets go. Same gang, got the cheat code. I said stay woke, we in Rilla mode. I said stay woke, Rilla mode. Stay woke, Rilla mode. I said stay woke, Rilla mode. Stay woke, Rilla mode.
I said stay woke, Rilla mode. Stay woke, Rilla mode. I said stay woke, Rilla mode. Stay woke, Rilla mode.
Hey, y'all some jokers, y'all a bunch of clowns. You will not get a laugh out of me. You can talk, but you can't denounce. I live a different theology. Why I transferred to a new account? You just fucked over a prodigy. Posted up with a rented crown.
You are the king and apology.
You about to see a new side of me. I hope you know. We stand up and watch our enemy go. Empire fall, my legacy grows. I might just hop on this melody flow. All this vision, no clarity though. Y'all play a game that I bear in my soul. Ebony ivory, nobody knows. Business vasectomy, nothing can grow. Everyone.
The following program is rated TV MANOC. It contains a big pair of nuts directly on your chin. It is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
Oh, Santa's coming.
Ho, 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 you lazy beesh.
No! I literally just flushed 5 times and it's clogged.
Number 1, a big gulp. Number 2, Pringles.
You are going to have diabetes eating this shit.
You better go, go, go to the fucking gym.
Obesity is epidemic in the United States and a major cause of death.
What is fat activism?
I, a fat person, am sharing my own lived experience.
Pizza is a vegetable.
Your fat phobia is your problem.
It is not my place as a smaller-bodied white man to comment on it.
Radical body positivity.
What can men do against such reckless hate?
There's only one man who can help me.
This is for you new people. I only have one rule. Everyone fights, no one quits.
This day we fight!
Swole normal.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Testing. Testing. Testicles. Welcome everyone to episode 24 hundo and 13 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular swolecast, beercast, broadcast, gaincast, mancast, pimpcast, sleevecast, and slaycast in the realm, because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. What's going on, beaches, booshes, busters, hustles, and your hoes? It's your boy, Papa Swolio, back with another episode. Today's episode of the Beastcast is brought to you, is powered, is sponsored by Everson K2 Flex, and on all you
fucking Catalina wine mixer.
It's the fucking Catalina wine mixer.
It's the fucking Catalina line mixer.
All right, fam, what's going on? Welcome to the show. Make sure you drop in the comments down below. What are you smashing today? Come one, come all. Hit the like button. Let's get today's party started. No matter where you are watching, make sure you leave us a review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Hit the like button on YouTube. And of course, drop a comment down below, subscribe, and all that good shit. Share the stream. We are motherfucking live, and we're about to get into it. So let's fucking go. Another round of applause. Some gorillas, some America, baby. We got the church. The church is here as well. She's sleeping? Kind of. She's kind of sleeping. We got the Tainty Man. We got a great show today. It's episode 2413. Let's get into it. Let's summon the Falcon and get today's party started. I'll come. Nah. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. All right, hashtag SFGs, sick fucking gains, and it was funny during the intro. Yeah, Jack says church was sacked out. She was literally like face planted down. Now her head is up, but her head was just like face down into her bed. All right, hashtag SFGs for a chance to win today's Swole card. Now I can see your chat on YouTube, but I have to bring it up my phone, so it's going to be hard to see, all the Telegram and everything like that because the chat is not able to be shown on the screen for some reason. It's not, the integration, I guess, broke. Something happened. So I cannot show the comments up on the screen. So just make sure that you are paying attention because I will read it out and I'll try to catch your comments whenever I can. But we have a lot to get into, so that won't be an issue. All right, fam, before we get into the meat and potatoes, well, first off, let's get into that tip, shall we? Let's get into it. All right. Babe, just an inch. It's cold outside. All right, we have a Swole Fam Roundtable event tomorrow. So tomorrow's episode will be private for members only, Roundtable 33 for members. Don't miss out on that tomorrow, the 15th at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. If you're not yet a member, join now, swolenormousx.com. And over there at papaswolio.com, check out the brand new drops. We got the brand new Luke Swole Walker. This is fucking lit. These are lit.
A 10.
Use code Daily Swole for 10% off Luke Swole Walker. May the Swole be with you. We also have the re-release of Depth Vader that wasn't available on the site for a while, but now it's back. So Depth Vader hath returned. And of course, the brand new Buzz Swole Year drop. Use code Daily Swole for 10% off all your orders for merch. The best merch in the game, papaswolio.com. Go and check you out some, you sexy beaches. Now, let's get into the first Swole Fam post.
What's in the box?
All right, kicking it off with Drew. Drew says, just did some backwards treadmill walking, club work, kettlebell swings, and finished it off with a 15-minute bike, hit bike, high-intensity interval bike, whatever. I started incorporating some cardio on my rest days with heavier resistance biking. It just gives me something to look forward to instead of scrolling. Not sure what scrolling has to do with your biking, but make sure on your rest days and recovery days that you're doing active recovery. Don't be pushing it because just because you're doing cardio, you're doing biking doesn't mean that the intensity isn't overloading for your body. You can still overtrain, especially when you're doing cardio. So just make sure that you're doing active recovery and you're repairing sufficiently between subsequent weight training sessions. Keep that in mind. It's active recovery. You don't necessarily want to go intense. Jessica writes, good evening, fam. Former retail survivor here as well. I'm currently shopping for a hood kettlebell. A good kettlebell, I'm assuming, typo. but I don't know what weight to start with. Maybe 20 pounds, question mark. It depends. It depends on what you're using it for. 20 pounds would probably be the mid-range. A lot of kettlebells are weighted in kilograms, so it really depends on what kind. The quality matters. So if you get a cheaper quality kettlebell, the handles might be different. The window of the kettlebell, which is like the handle to the actual bell itself, might be misshapen relative to other brands. But I would recommend for a starting kettlebell weight, probably 20 pounds would be about right, I would say, for a female, depending on what exercises you're doing. Generally, anything between the 20-pound and like the 40-pound range is a good weight to start. So those kinds of weights, when you get one kettlebell, it might be too heavy for one hand for certain things. It might be just right or too light for, two-hand kettlebell swings. But you definitely, with kettlebells, with maces, with clubs, you want to start lighter over heavier. So it's definitely important very important to make a proper choice. Technique is everything with a kettlebell. So better to go too light than too heavy. So 20 pounds could be a good starting point, and you could always go from there. Mark says, finally got my hands on a Santa Has Diabetes shirt. Fucking let's go. Let's go. But of course, when it comes to the weight, it depends on your experience. So some women can fucking lift a ton of weight. So it depends. But remember, how much you lift in normal weights isn't the same for kettlebells because the technique is everything. Finally got my hands on a Santa Has Diabetes shirt. Cut the sleeves off because I think it looks nicer. Had to go up from a large to an extra large, not because of weight gain. Larges are now getting tight in the chest and shoulder area, where in the past it would be tight strictly in the midsection. So I guess that's not so bad. I already know Fat Boy is going to skip my house because I leave him a gym membership and a plate of insulin out every year instead of milk and cookies. Sorry for caring about your health, big boy. Still trained to kick his ass, though. Nice. Santa Has Diabetes. So you bought a t-shirt and cut the sleeves off? All right. Well, to each their own. Good for you. Love it. Santa Has Diabetes. Santa Has Diabetes. Awesome. Very nice. Very nice. We do make tanks, All right, Matt writes, back, shoulders, and biceps going on now, fam. How has everyone smashed it today? And fam, I hope you are smashing today. And so does Matt. Go make some sick fucking gains. Last post from the fam is from Terry. And Terry writes, this is my motivational mirror. The mantras help me be focused and on track. I am 385 pounds, but I have put on some muscle weight. I started at 437 pounds. I stand an inch taller in the shower. I have had almost 1,200 active minutes in 1 week. So that is a big improvement from my endurance from sedentary jobs since 2006 when I was training for marathons. I have my workout marble habit tracker. Every marble represents a 40 plus active minutes workout. After each 40 plus minute workouts, I move a marble from the uncompleted jar to the completed jar. I started out with 100 marbles in the uncompleted jar, and I have 17 marbles in the completed jar. The last marble will be a blue marble and will represent a fundamental shift in my practice and health. The mantras are on the mirror. Connect to your body, simplify and amplify, own your life. Don't be married to your mediocrity. Divorce yourself from giving up. Believe in better. The most dangerous cognitive dissonance is your own. What can you do to improve yourself today? Consistency is essential to making gains. Incremental daily habits lead to enormous gains. Don't let the cost of convenience diminish your health. To change your life, you must change your priorities. You have 30 minutes. You can do something positive. Move outside your comfort zone. Be relentless. And if you're looking at the screen, you see all the sticky notes on the mirror. Excellent. It's the great thing about the Swole cards. Start your own. Start your own. Put those Swole cards on your wall. It's good to remind yourself to see those things and to reinforce it in your mind. And just like Terry was doing, sticky notes. Just sticky notes. Doesn't have to be anything fancy. It just needs to be something that's in your face on a regular basis. Okay, let's get into some questions. If you have a question, drop in the comments down below. Hashtag Ask Papa Swole. And like I said, the chat's not showing up on my screen, so I won't be able to put it up on the screen, but I can see it if you're on YouTube. Let's see. Dun, 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 dun. All right, so all of these, let's see, questions. All right, I'm going to get rid of those because those were all old. Let's see. Excellent. Love that for me. Dun, 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 dun. Let's do those. That will be all right. All right, so it's kind of hard for me to read questions from YouTube, but I'll do my best. John, I noticed lately during my dead hangs, if I slightly swing my grip, feels more solid. Swing? Switch? Is that what you mean? Any idea why? It feels counterintuitive. I figured moving would make hanging more challenging. Moving would make hanging more challenging. During my dead hangs, if I slightly swing my grip, it feels more solid. Switch your grip? How do you switch your grip? What do you mean? Like one hand under, one hand over? What do you mean? Wax, Papasolio, how to work up to a full pull-up unassisted. Check out the masterclass on how to do your first pull-up. Negatives. Practice your negatives. Let's take a call from Holly, and then anyone in the chat can follow up on that. Holly, you're on the line.
Hello, Papa Swolio. How can I go to the gym if my mother does not let me go to the gym and I am a minor and not allowed? How do I do that? Because I would love to, honestly. I'd be going every day, but I can't. So, what do you think I should do?
Ooh, you're a minor. How minor? You sound mature, which is good. Your mom won't let you go to the gym, so I guess she has to sign off on it. Why? Why? Well, if she won't let you go to the gym, you can train at home. You can train at home. I mean, that's just going to mean that you need to move out as soon as you're able to, if that's something that you're interested in. I mean, I don't know what your life is looking like or what you're planning on doing, but she's not going to be in charge of what you do forever. But in the meantime, if you're required to have a parental sign off, do you know why she won't let you go to the gym? Why? I mean, if you are a minor and she has to sometimes you could be old enough, you just need parental approval and then you can go. Sometimes if you're too young, you have to be present, in the presence of an adult. So they have to go with you. But other than that, you could train at home. Other than that, you need just train at home. You can get workout equipment and do it at home or do bodyweight exercise at home. It is what it is. It is what it is. If you're a minor and then that's a requirement, then you either need to have a better conversation or understand why, but it still might not result in you being able to go to the gym. She might not sign off on that. But if not, you can train at home. She can't stop you from doing push-ups and pull-ups and things around the house. Maybe if you just start training around the house all the time, she'll get so fucking annoyed. She'll be like, all right, fine. Just stop training at home. Just go to the gym. Here, you're doing your workouts. All you're doing is training all the time. It's like, all right, fine. We'll get you a membership. For fuck's sake, get out of the house. Maybe something like that. But thanks for the call. I hope that she either changes her mind, but don't worry. If you're a minor, and if we're talking 18 being the age, you're not losing that much time. You don't need to be going to the gym at 14, 15. You could be doing bodyweight exercise and practicing yoga at home and getting a lot of progress and making a lot of progress. You don't need to be doing heavy fucking hardcore training. I really started my major bulking period of when I was really just crushing when I was 18, 19. So that's when I really started going super hard. I was training before that too, but I wasn't doing it properly and I wasn't really putting full effort into it. Let's see. John, follow up. It's swing back and forth only slightly. I'm on a power tower. I usually keep an overhand grip, 2.5 minute hang twice a day. Oh, rocking back and forth? I mean, you can do that. You can do that. It's not gonna hurt as long as you're doing both. Like just do what feels good. The decompression, it's fine. I use rings. I use a bar. I touch my feet to the ground and allow my knees to hang, and it relaxes the lower back more. You can swing a little bit. I thought you meant like switch your grip. You mean like actually swing. I think that activates more muscles than you want because you really want just decompression. You want the body, you want the grip to be strong, but the rest of the body to be completely relaxed. So I would say as long as you do both, but there's nothing wrong with like swinging a little bit at some point. But I would just do some straight dead hangs, and then you can do that too. You can do both. Julian, if the mom is worried about her injuring herself, she can sign off on a beginner session with a proper trainer. Yeah, maybe. The caller didn't really give that much context, you know. Frank Papasolio, how long would you recommend to do an elimination diet reset? I thought I had it dialed on, but lately I have felt bloated and gassy. Not sure what's causing it. 6 to 8 weeks, at least. I think sometimes we've said like 4 to 6 weeks, but really it's like a 6-week minimum. You really want to do it much longer than 4 weeks. That's kind of like the cusp. So I would say 6 to 8 weeks. What's going on? What are you eating? If you've been feeling bloated and gassy, something you've added back in is causing it. How long did you do it for? Just go down to meat and fruit. That's essentially an elimination diet anyway. But still some fruits can cause problems. Like some people get gassy or things like with apples. There's certain foods that you might have an issue with. Rory Shephers on Shitstagram, Papasolio, what is your breakfast? What is your breakfast be? What is your breakfast be for going to the fucking gym? Well, it depends on when I train. A lot of times I've been enjoying doing the show early and then training after. It really depends. Sometimes I'll just train first. Sometimes I usually do cold plunge and sometimes some physical stuff. I'll run with the dog outside or I'll do some pull-ups and stuff like that just to warm back up after a cold plunge. But I really do like getting the show done early and, you know, morning swole. We all like the morning swole. Am I right? All right. We like morning swole. And because the cold plunge really jacks me up. And the thing is, if I'm waking up and I'm doing the show and I'm drinking coffee for the show, then it's going to like kind of peter out. It's too early. I like to give a break. So I like doing the show and then it gives me that break and then I have caffeine and then like a nice little boost and then I train. And plus it's nicer and warmer outside, which is nice. I like the sun to be up. I like to be like warm outside. I like to be out in the sun. But what's my breakfast? I really don't eat breakfast, but I do have kefir in the morning. I've been liking that before my coffee. So I do the plunge. Rufus comes outside with me and then he goes to do his bodily business and we run around outside, give him a little exercise. And then we come back in and then I usually have a couple or a few cups of kefir. He has some too. He drools until I give it to him. So I usually have some kefir and then we do the show and then I'll have, and then I'll prepare and I'll go like to work out and stuff like that. And then I'll eat after that. So I do have a little something in the morning, but I do like the kefir in the morning. I feel like it's great. You pronounce it kefir. It doesn't really matter. Kefir, kefir. It doesn't matter. You can pronounce it any way you want, I suppose. People pronounce all sorts of ways. I don't think there's a right way anymore. I hear so many people pronounce it. I tend to say kefir. I don't like kefir. Kefir. I don't think I'm going to change. I think it's fancier. Actually, I've been changing what I call it in general. It's champagne de milk. It's actually called champagne de milk. That's what it's technically because it's carbonated. It gets a little carbonated with the bacteria. So milk champagne makes me feel fancier, so I'll call it that. Champagne. Milk champagne. Kiefer Sutherland. That's right. Good probiotics of that actor. Nathaniel Hart's, Papasolio, what should I add to the water in a cold plunge, if anything? I think it depends. Like if you're just doing it in a tub, baby girl, Papasolio's in here too. I would just make sure it's filtered water if you can. If you have a hose, you can get one of those like water filters you put on the hose just so you take out a lot of the shit that's in the water from the tap. If you're just plunging, you could dump it and drain it. But if you have it in there for a while, I think water in a plunge it should be fine in there for like a week or two, depending on how cold it is. I don't know if you really necessarily want to or need to put in anything like hydrogen peroxide. You can, but I don't think it's necessary, especially if you're just filling it up and you're going to drain it regularly. You probably don't need to. If you have a filtration system, there's definitely ways where, because like you're going to have a filter that's going to actually pull out particles and stuff like that. And plus you get like skin oil and dead skin and maybe some leaves or something that gets in there, or just body oils or bugs or something like that can get in. But I usually, like every week or so, I put in some hydrogen peroxide. So I think it depends on if you're going to be like dumping it or what kind of system or what kind of setup you have. But at least I would fill it with filtered water if you can. Some people are like, oh, it doesn't matter, just fill it from your house. If you have well water, I mean, that's up to you. It depends on like if you tested your water. But, you know, if you live in more of a an urban area, I would recommend using just like a hose filter. And those are cheap. You can get those like RV filters on Amazon, like $20-$30. When I fill up the plunge, I usually use like 3 filters. I have like 2 of the blue filters, and I have like 1 really high quality like white filter. I forget what it's called, but I have like 3 filters stacked. So I'm just putting through the highest quality water that I can. But I leave it in there for a while. And I just change the filter. The water stays in. As long as it's clean, as long as I change the filter and I put in hydrogen peroxide, it just keeps the bacteria low and it's good to go. But that's what I do. But I have like the pump and the filter and stuff that goes with it. Papa Soya, how you doing? Doing good. Doing well. Thanks for asking. EHH Bepis? Bepis. Bepis. Let's go here. Papa Soya, are you on a cut or bulk? Neither. I'm not really a fan of either, but building muscle, getting stronger, eating healthy, getting quality sleep, all important. But I'm not on a cut or a bulk. Prathamp 811. How do you control emotions? Well, when I figure it out, I'll let you know. It's I would practice meditation. That can help. You're not really going to control them. It's just more about noticing or being more preemptive when those emotions are arising. So you're always going to have emotions. It's really how you react to your emotions. Your emotions are essentially that feeling, but then how you react, whether you yell, whether you're stressed out, that's kind of like you reacting to your emotions. So you're not really going to stop the emotion. You might want to stop the projection of it. You might want to stop the reaction to it. So mindfulness practice, like we have in Swolenormous X, we have brain gains, we have the meditation section. But mindfulness meditation can help tremendously, being aware of where these emotions are coming from or what's triggering them. And then maybe you can not react to them in the same manner. Let's see here. Nick, Papa Soli, if you run water from a plastic bottle through a water filter, do you think it can assist in removing the microplastics? I don't know. I think it depends on the size and depends on the quality of a filter. That's a good question. I think it's a little bit out to lunch whether or not like estrogenics can get trapped in some of these like filters. I think it depends on the filtration system. So you can have filters that are pretty shitty. Like if you put it through like a Brita filter, like I don't think it's going to necessarily stop that. But it's a good question. It really comes down to like how small or how fine a particles or particulate a filter would handle. So some filters are going to be better than others, and we'll get smaller particles because really what you're trying to do is pull out all the shit out of, you know, the water, whatever the junk is. So I think it depends on the quality of the filter, which would just make sense. I mean, microplastics are exactly that. They're just like very, very small particles. But, you know, in tap water and stuff, you're getting recycled water, you're getting birth control, you're getting all these like estrogens. You're getting a lot of shit that doesn't get caught by filters. They're just kind of like part of the water. They're just so small they don't get removed. So it depends. I think there's a lot more testing of water that's coming out now that people are doing in like third-party testing. So bottom line, you just need to make sure you're doing your part. Do the best that you can. There's really, what else are you going to do, right? Are you going to go and source your own water? Like you can if you have the land or you're in the remote middle of nowhere, but you can't find anywhere on the planet that has no microplastics in it at this point. So you can, if you have a well, you have like certain isolated areas, but aside from that, you just need to make sure that you are investing some good time and research into getting some good water filtration. That way you have it. You can get ones that are, that are under the sink. You can get reverse osmosis filtration. That's great. You can get tabletop, countertop reverse osmosis. That's beneficial. Personally, I think that's also beneficial, but I also would recommend getting something that's gravity filtration, like a Berkey system. That way it's not power required, because if the power goes out and you need quality water and you can't turn on your reverse osmosis, it's not really that valuable. So I would make sure that you are just taking care of yourself. Nihal Joshi, 2612. What are the consequences of being on your naughty list? You do not want to find out. You don't want to. You don't want to know.
Because tickles?
You don't want to know. Let's see. Kylik 2022. Maybe one or two more questions, and we'll move on to Balls Deep. Kylik, some meaningful advice for gym newbies. Meaningful advice. Follow the 7 pillars. SwoleNormousX.com. Check it out. I agree that is the best. Follow the 7 pillars. Follow the 7 pillars. Don't get all hung up on only what you're doing in the gym. Make sure you're paying attention to all the 7 pillars. But get ready for a lifetime of effort, of adjusting, trial and error. It's going to take a long time. Everything takes longer than you think. So I would say don't pick favorites and don't try to do anything fast, because you won't get anything fast. If you try to do something fast or try to achieve it fast, you'll fail, or you'll get nothing, or you'll get worse results. So do it right. Take your time. Learn properly. Follow the 7 pillars. All right, let's see. Pro Kevin 135. How many push-ups do you want me to do? 1/2000. I don't give a shit how many push-ups you do. How many push-ups do you want me to do? I don't care. I don't care. I don't care.
Matt Damon.
I don't care if you do a push-up. You should be able to do push-ups. I don't care how many you do. Depends on what else you're doing. What else are you doing? What else are you doing to take care of yourself? What are your 7 pillars looking like? What's going on here? I always like that. How many do you want me to do? I don't care how many push-ups you do. I just don't. All right, let's see. Any last questions here? I wish I could show some of the questions on the screen from YouTube, but I can't. Let's see. Raff. Having selectively followed the 7 pillars, I have learned through experience that this is folly. Follow them, integrate them, and their necessity will become evident. I do agree. I think it's something that people don't understand. We talk about it a lot. I think people don't understand. They don't understand the benefits of the 7 pillars because they've never actually executed them, or they've never executed them consistently. They've never done them properly. And when you actually, it's like with the elimination diet. People don't generally understand how important it is and how essential and how much of an impact these foods have on our wellness, like from moment to moment, day to day, much more than just calories in, calories out, which is really a sham. Not every calorie is used the same. We all know it's nonsensical. It's nonsensical. If you're not eating quality foods, you're missing the point. You don't have perspective until you're doing it. You don't have perspective. And if you follow one or two of them, then you're missing the other ones, right? Community, nutrition, training, recovery, mobility, mindfulness, and of course, consistency. Follow them. All right. Let's see. Malka, I would be happy to do 1 push-up. My knees aren't the best. Wow, I miss pull-ups, push-ups, even the knee ones. Well, you can get a pad. You can get a pad for under your knees, and that'll take care of that. And you can also do isometrics. You could do slow eccentrics and negatives for push-ups. You can still do a high plank, and that isometric does make a huge difference, so you can practice them. Let's see, Maddie, currently doing the elimination diet and already lost 6 pounds, no more bloat, and found out I can't have dairy. What dairy were you consuming? So we talk about this a lot, but I will mention this. Like, I used to just say no dairy, cut out dairy, but it's really just pasteurized, low quality dairy that's obviously has like sugar added back in that, gets rid of most of the beneficial bacteria. So pasteurized, cooked dairy, things that are not in their natural state, are oftentimes going to be, they're altered and not as put in a state that's not as effective for the body to digest them. So raw milk has the lactase enzymes in it, so your body will have an easier chance digesting it. But when they pasteurize it, it denatures the milk, and then you lose the ability to digest milk as efficiently. So I used to have issues with dairy, but making kefir or kefir, whatever you want to say, breaks down the lactose. So the bacteria and the kefir grains that you add break down, they feed on the lactose. So if you have issues with dairy, and you can find raw milk and you can make kefir, or you can buy raw kefir, or you can buy maybe lightly pasteurized kefir, you might not have an issue with that because of the lactose. So you can try that out after you eliminate for a while. But of course, when you integrate something like that has a lot of probiotics, you might get a little bit like, you might feel a little bit in your stomach. You start small because you might feel a little bit of, gastrointestinal distress just because if you just start drinking a ton of probiotics, you might feel that anyway. But for me, I felt it for like a few days and then it went away. It's a normal adjustment. Milk champagne. Champagne du milk. Wax, I can tolerate Swiss cheese and full-fat organic Greek yogurt and kefir. Very nice. Very nice. And you could also do things like, if you have something like, raw cream might not be a problem because there's a lot less lactose in it because it's mostly fat. It's like 70% fat. So you can play around with that. But, honestly, when it came to the dairy thing, it was more, oh shit, it's the pasteurized dairy. It's not the raw dairy. Plus, I like the A2 milk. So you can get raw A2 milk or get raw goat milk. Goat milk is A2 casein, sheep milk too, but goat is very popular, really good, and it's naturally homogenized, so the fat particles are smaller, so it might have even better absorption, less issues. You might have less issues from goat milk. All right, fam. Let's move on. Let's get into some more. We'll take some more questions if they come up, but we'll move into some balls deep content.
That's deep.
We'll move into some funny stuff. Let's have a good time. Let's see what we got here. All right. I thought this was a funny story. I think a couple people, I saw this pop up on the Daily Mail, and I was like, the story was so confusing. This headline that I have the image for isn't the actual headline that I first saw. It was so confusing. It was so confusing and so ridiculous that I had to save it. So the title says, female trans ice hockey player who left rival concussed in brutal tackle. Her non-binary wife, 33, plays goal for the same team and lashes out at, quote, TERFs. And it's like, all right, what the fuck is going on?
What the fuck is that?
The original title, what happened here is a female trans hockey player hit a trans, like another trans hockey player, but reverse trans. And this one trans person that did the hitting has a non-binary wife. It's like, what in the fuck is going on here? I didn't know the circus was in town. It's like, what the fuck is going on? It's so confusing. So confusing. Like, all right, people with logic and common, we don't want to play in this like insane world. I don't want to, I don't want to try to finish a puzzle just to like function in society. So I guess there's like a trans league or something, which is fine. So Lexi Seaton, a trans woman, has garnered backlash after knocking out Danny Maki, a trans man. So a trans woman knocked out a trans man. So let me see if I get this right. So a trans woman is a man that says they're a woman, and a trans man is a woman that wants to be a man or wishes they were a man. So essentially you had a man knock the fuck out of a woman. Okay? A man hit a woman. Exactly, Dan. A man knocked a woman. And this is why contact in physical sports, you should not have that. This is why we separate men and women, because men would fuck women up. Would fuck women up. That's really what it is. Okay? If you watch American football, they're all men. Why? There's women's leagues. There are women that have female, like American football leagues. They don't play together. You know why? Because the women would die. Can you imagine like a linebacker in the NFL? Just absolutely, it would decapitate someone. You would literally just kill. The woman would die. I don't care how big she is. I don't care if she's like 250. Laid the fuck out. 250? Ha! These linemen are like 430. Run like the speed of a fucking train. So I guess this is what the New York City Gay Hockey Association. It's weird. It's like, I don't know why your sexuality has anything to do with like playing hockey. So of course, what's really going to go, overlooked here is the fact that a man knocked a woman out, and then they're going to make it some sort of like, social justice like debate. Now, I think, for example, like in terms of actually having these other leagues, like I think it's totally fine, but you're still having a man compete against a woman. So if you want to have, like, you should not have men playing with women. That's why this happened. And I agree. Julian says, Papa, this is actually a good thing for based people. They're showing exactly why trans people shouldn't be playing with the opposite sex. But you're explaining this something to like someone with logic and common sense. That's not what's going to come from this. They're going to be like, oh my God, that was so mean. How can you play hockey when it's like, oh no, that's mean. Oh no, someone got knocked out. You're a man playing hockey against women. It's like LeBron James saying like, I'm a woman now, putting on a wig and then playing in the WNBA. There's like no dunks in the WNBA. No one watches it. No one even knows it really fucking exists. The only reason people know the WNBA exists is because of the Brittany Griner thing. It's the only reason why people know it exists. No one watches WNBA. No one. Don't believe me? Watch a video. There's no one there. You don't even know the name of the WNBA team in your fucking state. I don't. I have no idea. It's not fun to watch. No one wants to watch it. That's why it makes no money. That's why no one cares. It's just a product, right? It's like if you make a bad product and no one wants to buy it, if you make a shoe that sucks, let's say the shoe hurts. Every time you take a step in the shoe, it causes you pain. No one's going to wear the shoe. So, but then people are being forced to wear the shoe and they don't like it. You don't want to wear shoes that hurt your feet. Like that shoe is not going to sell. No one's going to buy those shoes because they hurt. Everyone's going to be like, oh no, don't buy those. They hurt your feet. Oh, I'm not going to buy them. And then people won't buy them and they'll go out of business. Yeah, I mean, I agree. If you want to have like, you could have a trans men league, a trans men's league. So you could have women that want to be men and they can play hockey against each other because they're taking testosterone, whatever. And then if you want to have trans women leagues, men that want to be women, they could play against each other. But I mean, if you have men that want to be women, they're playing against each other. It's like, it's kind of just like the NHL. It's kind of like, hey, you weren't good enough to play in the NHL, so let's make another league. Is that what it's about? Is that you want to play hockey too, but you're not good enough to actually play professional hockey? So you're just going to change sex and try to compete? It's like instead of being 8th place, you're going to be able to be 1st place against less competent people? I don't know. All right, let's move on.
What's in the box?
All right. I thought that was kind of funny. Not that I want anyone to get knocked out, but I can't say I really care. I mean, you're playing hockey. That's part of the, if you're playing hockey, that's part of the, it's expected. If you're playing hockey, there's a risk of getting knocked the fuck out. And if you're playing hockey against men and you're a woman, it's like, and the chance of you getting knocked the fuck out is pretty damn high. All right, hashtag sick fucking gains for a chance to win today's Swole card.
I am the danger.
The more you hate me, the more you will learn.
Yeah, probably. All right, let's do a raffle. Pick a number, 1, 2, or 3. Drop in the comments down below. 1, 2, or 3. 1, 2, or 3.
Using the word. I don't
What we got
think it
here?
means what you think it means.
1, 2, o 3. Oh, there's the church. She's so cute. All right, number 1, number 2, or number 3. Let's go with Malka today. Number 1. Malka, number 1. Numero uno. All right, this one is called Double Standard for gender affirming medicine. Okay. There's a lot of words on this screen. Let's just play it. I think this is I don't know.
Okay, I've got to talk about the double standards and contradictions that exist within gender-affirming medicine. All of these medical treatments are available for cisgender people.
Okay, so if you're just listening, this person put like a ton of text on the screen. It's like all these, I guess, for cisgendered, I guess, for people that, I don't know, are just biologically regular, normal, like a man likes a woman, women like a man. It's fine. Like, I don't care. Like, if you're a gay man or a gay woman, I don't care. I'm fine. I have friends. Like, I don't mind. I just don't like this virtue signaling. I don't like this just shoved in my face. I think do we agree? Is that like really the thing? That's really the problem on social media. Like, does anyone really care? Like, do I care if a dude sucks another dude's dick? I don't. Do I care if two chicks scissor? I don't. I just don't want it to be like in my face every last fucking turn. Like, I don't need to see rainbows everywhere. I just don't need to be like patronized. Like, I don't mind, right? I don't mind. Like, do your thing. Do your thing on your own time. All right, so it's phalloplasty, mastectomy, orchiectomy. What is that, like voice or something? I don't know. Breast augmentation, testosterone replacement, hysterectomy, salpingo, oophorectomy. I don't even know what these things are. Ooh, salpingo. Salpingo, he's a beast. Hormone replacement therapy, hormone birth control, spironolactone estrogen, transfem, puberty blockers. Okay, let's see what he's gonna say about that.
All of these medical treatments are available for cisgender people without batting an eye, without felony, or without any sort of extra scrutiny that trans people receive. A cis man who has chronic scrotal pain could access orchiectomy without a mental health assessment.
Ooh, I was wrong. The orchi, is that with the pee-pee? Scrotal pain? Or is that like wait a second.
Orchiectomy without a mental health assessment.
Hold on a second.
Access orchial pain could who has receive. A cis man who has chronic scrotal pain.
Who has chronic scrotal pain? Damn, chronic how does that happen? I have chronic scrotal pain. Like cancer? Chronic, my scrotum chronically hurts. Just my balls ache.
Could access orchiectomy without a mental health assessment, whereas a trans woman or trans feminine person would require 2 mental health assessments.
You do understand why, right? Okay. Well, it's because the difference is chronic scrotal pain. So like if you are a man and you're like, my balls hurt, and you go to the doctor, maybe there's like something going on there. If you're a man that thinks, come on, look, and again, I'm not saying that you can't live the way you want to. I'm not perpetuating any hate or anything like that. It's a valid question. If you're a man, like I'm a man, and I just think I'm a woman, you don't see that there's something off there? You don't see anything wrong with that. If you're a woman, and you think you're a man, you don't see how that could be conceivably off. Something like something doesn't add up there, right? It's like my dog thinks it's a bird. It's not really, it's not a bird. Like if you're a man, you're not a woman. And if you're a woman, you're not a man. You can't just make the choice. Be like, I'm going to be this. You can't just do that. It doesn't work that way. We've seen it. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. So that's why you need some screenings, because it's like, well, if you're saying that you're just a woman and you're just going to mutilate yourself, there's a lot of liability and there's a lot of questions to be answered before that goes through, because obviously there's ulterior motives than just like, hey, my balls ache, doc, can you check it out? It's like, well, I'm a woman. Can you, I don't know, slice my dick off? It's different. It's just different. It's just different. Take care of yourself, fam. Mental health is at an all-time low. Mental health in this country is fucking terrible because of the water, because of the food, because of social media, because of all this despair, because of a lot of things. There's a reason why all this stuff is spiking, especially in young people. It's because of acceptance, love and acceptance, and connection and community. Some people go do CrossFit. Some people go and chop their dicks off and chop their tits off. Straight up, it's community. It's love and attention. It's bonding. It's combined with the food and the artificial exposure, the estrogens in our environment. It's very, very obvious. Like, these things are not just like popping up out of nowhere. It's like, well, it's just now. They were always there. We're just hearing about it now. No. Don't think so. Frank, did you see that Navy SEAL that transitioned is going back to being a man? He said it destroyed his life. I have not heard anything about a Navy SEAL that transitioned, actually. Maybe I know of the person, but I didn't know he was a SEAL, or I did not know that. It ruins many people's lives. Didn't they say after transition, most of the suicide and stuff from trans people happens long after the transition, because their hormones never go back. You're constantly you're on hormonal therapy the rest of your life. There's always stress. There's always issues. And when you're 20 and 30, a lot of these transitions in 15, 20 years is going to be disastrous. I hope not, but it factually is. These statistics don't lie. Do you really want to change and be a man? Because we all know how men are so bad. Evil men. Let's see. Let's do this next one. Let's do that one last, because I don't think I'm going to be able to fucking eat. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. This one is a video that says, would you date overweight? Would you date overweight? I wouldn't. Let's see what you guys say.
All right. Would you date someone that was overweight?
Absolutely not.
Replace the word overweight with any other minority and see how absolutely sick this question is.
It's not sick. Maybe you're not attracted. Would you date a black woman? Maybe you're not attracted to black people. Maybe you're not sexually attracted. It's okay. Would you date an Asian person? Absolutely not. Why? I'm not attracted to Asian people. It's not racist. Maybe you're not attracted to some of their features or something like that. You're just not attracted. You might not want to fuck and reproduce. Do you understand what that means? Do you understand what attraction is, sexual attraction? You might not want to reproduce. Something in your biology you're just not interested in. This is why most people stick to their own race. I'm not saying for better or for worse. It usually is because genetically, through your lineage and evolution, you are more attracted to things that look similar to you. And if you see people, sometimes you have interracial relationships. There's nothing wrong with it. But there's an evolutionary reason for that. It's your community. It's your tribe. It's something familiar. It's something secure. This is just something that's evolutionary. This is something, how thick it is. No, that's a straw man. You cannot make that argument. It's not the same.
See how absolutely sick this question is. Why are we giving...
fat person's feelings got hurt. It's like It's a Wonderful Life. Every time a bell rings, a fat person cried. It's like, just go to the fucking gym.
People a platform and a chance to talk about how much they hate fat people and how they don't want to date them and they're not worthy of taking up any space. I mean, that's really, really sick. So now fat people watching this video now get to see that it's everyone's worst nightmare to look like them.
Come on, stop this whining. Person was asked a question. Everyone's nightmare. This one person was asked a question. Stop projecting your insecurities. This one person, and I will say I agree. I would not date someone who's fat. I would not. Why? Because I'm not attracted to it. I do not want someone that's fat. It's not hatred for fat people, but I don't hate fat people, but I'm not going to fuck them. Not my first choice. You just don't like it because it's talking about you. You're not going to land that dude. And you like that dude. You think he's good looking. So it's offensive to you because you're alone with your cats.
Thin people are terrified of becoming fat.
Thin people aren't terrified of becoming fat. Fit people take care of themselves, so they don't have to worry about it. It's not about thin people. Like, these people aren't thin. You're talking to them. They have headphones on, right? Let's go back. 3 seconds left. They're in the gym. They're in the gym. They're in a gym. You're talking about fit people. That woman, look at her arms. She's fucking ripped. And that dude, he has they're in a gym. You can see the machines behind them. They're in a gym. You're asking fit people if they want to be with someone who's not fit. I'm sure a rock climber would love to date someone who also loves rock climbing. A painter is now going to want to be with someone that hates painting. You idiot. That's so stupid.
Are terrified of becoming fat, and then we wonder why people die every single day of an eating disorder.
If people die from being too thin from eating disorders, most people don't die from, binge eating. Most people don't die from binge eating. People die from anorexia. People die from diabetes and heart disease and things like that. Not necessarily from an eating disorder, but that's like the product of overeating and consuming garbage foods. Jesus Christ. The Shira Rose. Oh, someone said that they don't want to date a fat person. Oh, you definitely don't want to take responsibility and get healthier. That would be horrible. That would be horrible. All right, we got another video here. Let's see. Last one. This one is, fam, if you haven't eaten yet, I know it's in the morning, but if you haven't eaten or anything, or if you have a sensitive stomach, this is for you. This is not for you. If you have a sensitive stomach, this is not for you. Okay? I'm warning you. If you have a sensitive stomach, this is not for you.
What's in the box?
This video is titled, "It's Okay to Be Fat Because We're Flying Through Space." I'll say that again. The video is titled, "It's Okay to Be Fat Because We're Flying Through Space."
Come on, man.
Okay. I mean, this chick is like the size of a planet, so talk about like maybe she identifies as Neptune. Let's see what we got here.
If you're struggling with how fat your ass is today, I have a special message for you.
Oh, it's a front ass. Oh, look at that sassafras. Jesus Christ. God damn it. Woo. God. Holy cripes. Okay.
You switch the samples.
Oh, man. Talk about a gut reveal. Damn, girl.
We are flying through space at 67,000 miles an hour on a speck of dust with the only known source of life in the universe that we know of.
Yeah, and this is what we got to show for it, so there's that.
Matt Damon.
You know, the Earth is like, it would be 68,000 miles an hour if we didn't have to drag your fucking...
in a time where having a broken bone isn't a death sentence, where I can communicate with someone around the world in an instant.
Unfortunately.
The fact that we get to exist is insane. And while I don't know the point of life, I'm pretty sure it's not to be the smallest version of yourself possible.
Apparently. What would have given that away? Yeah, I understand how convenient that is of you to feel that way. What would have given that away? If you're just listening, this individual is all the person. All the person. Oh, thank God it ended. Hell fucking yeah. Let's go.
I am very willing to let the American public judge my physical and mental my physical as well as my mental fitness.
Look at the screen. Look at the screen. So on TikTok videos, it has a screen name at the end. It says, I'm an adult. That's the @ I'm period an adult. If you're going to look, the reason why we cover these videos is because the intent of them is to fuck with your head. The intent of them, they know they're incorrect. It's a grift. It's cognitive dissonance. It's fucking sinister shit. Because people do not create screen names like this. It's like, fat positive warrior. And they're making stupid shit up about fat being good. And then we have, I'm an adult. And then you're going to post that. What the fuck? I'm an adult? No shit. You're the size of 3 of them. Like, who are you trying to convince? This is one of the problems. It always has this weird fucking screen name that has some kind of like the motive behind what they're posting. Fat positive therapist and all this kind of stuff. It's really gross. I'm an adult. The question is, how many adults have you eaten? That is the real question. They live amongst us. That's for damn sure. Let's see. Jessica, did she steal that shirt from her little brother? Looks like Chris Farley in the coat. Fat man in a little coat. All right. Julian, as a former fatty, this shit really pisses me off. They act like this is okay and they are happy. We know what it actually feels like to be that big. We know what it's like to feel healthy. No one that's fat, none of these people actually are happy. And that's the sad thing. It's not me making fun of people. It's not me, hurting someone's feeling. They are not happy. That's why they're making this kind of content. It's projection. People that are satisfied, that are confident in themselves, they're not making videos justifying their existence. That's a weird thing to do. That's a weird flex. Like, go live your life. Go enjoy your life. Why are you spending time trying to justify your morbidity? Now, if I make content, I'm like, go to the fucking gym. Yeah, there's some satire there. But at the same time, it's a good message. It gets the message across in the least amount of words. Go to the fucking gym. Take care of yourself. I don't care if you're 200 pounds or 175. The bottom line is that could be the starting point for you making positive changes. But justifying what we all know is unhealthy and a grotesque victim way of living, it's very unbecoming. And especially when you have the names like fat positive therapist or I'm an adult or, body posy Karen, whatever the fuck it is. It's just it's terrible. It's a terrible, terrible, terrible thing. Okay, fam, we got some church here. We got a little churchly. We got a little tainty man. God damn, look at that taint. All right, and we have a Swole card to give away, so make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and follow for all the Insanity Swole fan posts, questions, and so much more. Tomorrow, by the way, before we give away the card, we'll do it momentarily, we have our roundtable. So tomorrow's episode will be private, and hey, it ain't my problem. It's yours. If you're not a member of the Swole fam, you're going to miss out on all the private live streams. Not only that, after tomorrow's roundtable, we have our overtime segment on Friday. So if you're not there, you're going to miss tomorrow and Friday's overtime segment. Don't miss out. And plus, when you join, you get access to all the previous roundtables, the previous archived overtime segments, and the accountability meetings. So you have hundreds of hours of content to listen to. When you join, you can catch up on all the previous, and all the roundtables are awesome. All the overtime segments are a lot of fun. So you can go back and watch them all and have some fun. It's a great time. But tomorrow, live call with the fam, Roundtable 33 tomorrow at 5 p.m., Thursday, December the 15th. Be there, yous and yas beaches. Be there, ya boosh. Be there, be there, be there. And fam, hit the like button. Everyone hit the like button. You know, it is kind of, honestly, I don't mind if you're here. You don't have to join the Swole fam, but it is insulting, I will say, if you don't hit the like button, like you're watching for the entire hour plus and you don't hit the like button. It is extremely detrimental to the podcast if there are people watching but not hitting the like button. It's just the algorithm thing. So if you can, take a moment, and if you're watching on YouTube, hit the like button, because if you're watching the show for an hour, you obviously like it, and it's that little thumbs up thing, and it takes 2 seconds, and it helps tremendously. So we don't get a lot of reach on YouTube because I swear and I speak my mind. Shocker, what else is new? We've been throttled for like fucking years, like 2 or 3 years. Like we were growing a lot like 3 years ago, and then it stopped around like 2020, of course, like everything else did when the censorship really hammer dropped. So it makes a big difference if you hit the like button. So please do so. And thank you for doing it. And if you're watching and you still haven't done it, you're a piece of shit. Ha ha ha. I mean it though. I mean it now. I mean it. I mean it. Hit the like button. All right, here we go. Let's give away this Swole card. Let's go, Falcon. Let's give it. Don't be afraid. I can't bring it up on the screen, so I'm going to have to like just scroll. We got a winner. Today's winner, I can't pull it up on the screen. It's Raff. Congratulations, Raff. R-A-F. Raff, congratulations. I'm just going to text it. Swolenormous LLC. Congratulations, Raff. Send us an email to support@swolenormous.com. Swole card 2413 in the subject, your mailing address in the body of the email. Congratulations. Congratulations. And thank you. Thank you for being here. I wish we could bring the questions up on the screen, but for some reason wasn't working today. My chat integration was being a full-blown Matt Damon. Not cool, man. Not fucking cool. It's not cool, man. It's not cool. I love you, Beaches. And I see a lot of you hit that like button. I do appreciate it. I was trolling you. I do love you, and I appreciate your time and attention. I don't make the rules. YouTube is weird like that. But we can only hope, right? We can only hope that by hitting the like button, that more people will see the cast, right? Because you have to imagine, when you look at the code, that if people are watching a show and everyone's like, ooh, I like this, then YouTube might be like, well, more people might like this. And there you go. And they'll maybe promote it like, hey, you follow this podcast, you follow this channel, maybe you should check it out. Check out the Mancast. Yeah, I know. You know? So that's why. And we want people checking out the Mancast. Thank you for being here. Oh man, the insanity continues. But great Swole fan post, great questions. We'll be back here on Friday, but remember, tomorrow is our roundtable. We'll see you at the roundtable tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern Time. 5 p.m. Fuck yeah. Let's go. All right. Very nice. Thank you, fam. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Take a seat. Sit down. Sit. I appreciate it. Oh my God. Thank you for being here. Reminder, check all the links down below. If you want to submit a question, we'll get to it on Friday. AskPapaSwolio.com and of course, SwoleNormousX.com for information on downloading the 7 pillars. Join the Swole fam. And of course, you can check out in the show notes the apparel links, papaswolio.com. Use code Daily Swole for 10% off. We got all those new designs we talked about at the beginning of the episode. So go and check that out. And we'll see you tomorrow at the Swole Fam Roundtable, 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Members only. Join now. SwoleNormousX.com. Peace McGeese. Deuce Magoose. Ya boy Papa Swolio. Oh.
Crazy flow, need a straight jacket. Cash flow, I'm a bank addict. 6 subs, had the bass smacking. 808s, had the place clapping. 3 girls is enough for me, so I pull out like the stock crashing. Like an IPO, trying to purchase me. This a private sector, so you can't have it. Faking all that boom bapping. Who you think you is, boy? 90s want they sound back, so I give rap all these fake rappers as I take matters in my own hands. I don't need rapping, I don't need Zans. I don't need help, I'm a grown man. Now they king left and they so mad, it's like
Yeah, I found that young king with my crown at 10 racks in the fanny pack.